Oh, what's going on YouTube is Donnie B all day. Bringing you another Gil Hibben. Now, I have to say something about the Gil Hibbens. People either love them or hate them. Knife snobs hate Gil Hibbens because they're made by, United Cutlery. They're not true Hibbens. They're just his designs, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're cheap pieces of crap, blah, blah, blah. However, I've taken a bunch of Gil Hibbens out to the stump and out to the trees, and I have chopped, skinned, sliced, carved, batoned. Every single thing you do with any other knife, I did with Gil Hibben knives to success, right? So knife snobs, don't listen to them. What you want to listen to is if it works or not. So this one, I cheated a little bit, and I already put it in my hand. I put it in my hand. I wanted to feel it. I was looking at it, and I said, what a beautiful design. I can't wait to get this in my hand. And once it got into my hand, I said, I don't like this knife. Whether or not it works well, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But I can tell you before we even get started, I don't like this knife. Now, let's get into it first, and then I will tell you why I don't like this knife. First, let's go over the black leather sheath. Done well. It looks good. It's thick. It's built nice. It's a very, very well-made, typical Gil Hibben leather sheath. Always winners right here. Always. The sheaths are always good. Now, cheat information. So, we are looking at 11.5 inches overall. Beautiful, beautiful freaking knife. We're looking at black linen micarta, and you do have some red spacers there in the front, right by the front bolster there. And let's see what we have. We have a full tang 5CR 15 MOV 6.25 inch steel blade, which gives you plenty of gotcha. Gives you a lot of that. It is a recurve karambit with an open ring pommel and razor sharp and da. So let's get into it. You're thinking, well, that thing is pretty. Why and how on earth would you hate that knife? Because I did this. Huh? Oh, maybe. Right here is the only grip that feels good. And you have to have the blade canted. So if here's my true grip, which is normally what you'd want this to be, it's a canted grip. So when you throw your hooks, you're getting the downward angle of the blade. So there's a good chance you can end up just hitting your target with the you know what I mean? Because normally if I'm holding a blade that's razor sharp, I'm not going to hit myself in the hand throwing hooks without trying. I'm just throwing a regular hook. Look at the blade. Look, edge, 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 contact. Edge, 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 contact. I'm not turning my hand. I'm not doing this before I get there. It's just natural. Natural. Look, that's the blade hitting my hand, right? That's the blade hitting my hand. Why would I do that? If it was a real grip, it would be like this. If it would feel good like this, and I would never do that because I would slice my hand in half. I'd go right through it. But because it doesn't feel good like this, and who knows, it could just be because my Mondo grip, my Mondo bear paws here. But look at this. Look at how tiny this little tiny choil right here is. It's like baby hand size. So when you hold it this way, I can feel spaces all inside. I can feel room. I can stick my finger in there, in between my hand and the actual handle, and feel nothing. Just air. Why? Why do you design a knife to be so pretty and then take away all the material that makes it functionable? I don't know. This is something I'm going to have to redesign because Gil sucked at it. It's just not a great design. Now, here's another thing. The tip is, you could see from that side down, but from this side, it's almost rounded. Is it going to penetrate with ease? I'm not going to poke myself because that will penetrate with ease. But it could have been a little bit better there. Now you have this little design choil where you can actually put a finger for tight work, and then you can put your thumb against this little rest where it does have these sweet little contours right here. That works out. If I want to put my hand in there, but now here's the thing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to grip it like I'm actually using it, and then I'm going to show you my finger. You see that big dent right there? That's from the ricasso, is an edge all the way through, which means the choil is very small. So if my hand was this size, if my pinky finger was the size of my index finger, it would work. But my index finger is nowhere near the same as my pinky. It just doesn't work. The contouring is really well done, but on a different sized platform. You know what I mean? If this was even an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch more in almost every direction, this thing would be amazing in the hands. And this video would be like this. Oh, wow, holy mackerel, this is awesome. But it's not. It's just simply not. I know there's a ton of Hibben fans out there, and you're going to say, no way, I own that knife, and it's great, and it's wonderful, and it's beautiful. That's nice. But maybe grow some man hands, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because this grip sucks. It's beautiful, but even when I throw my pinky into the finger notch, into the hole, it's still lacking. It's just lacking. They make a nice big hole so big guy hands can actually fit in there, which I do appreciate, but it's just not comfortable. The only way to get it comfortable is to hold it in a way you would never hold it. You know, you would never put your blade facing this way, because it's not going to end up in that point when you throw your strikes. You can't jab with it because your hand turns on a jab. So now there's my impact, not there. You can't throw hooks with it because the blade turns. It's almost useless. Even an uppercut, I'm hitting this. What good is that? I'll give you the short answer. It's not good. So this is my first, what's it called? Gil Hibben's Recurve Karambit. Put a lot of thought into that one. I mean, the blade might work. The blade might work just fine, but so far, from just the grip alone, it's an absolute fail. Let's see here. That's what's not a fail. That was smooth. So just like a lot of the Hibbens, that edge is, I mean, I thought that it wasn't shaved sharp when I dragged it across my hand because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like normally you could feel the hair shaving. This, I will say, shaved so smooth that I didn't know it was shaving, and it is literally like baby's butt smooth. That is smooth. The edge is good. So if I was going to have a plus, so far, the only plus I have is the edge. Besides the materials of the handle, the black micarta is really, really attractive. I like the red spacers in the front there. I like the eye poker. You know what I mean? Boop. That's actually good. But again, the handle just isn't comfortable. If the handle was comfortable and it had this, man, knockout. Wow. That thing is just, I mean, anywhere you hit, it's just instant pain. That's a trauma center poker right there. Man, I really hate the feel of this knife. I love the knife, hate the knife. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I hate it. You can't. It's got to be, both have to be equally, yes, please. You can't just have a partial okie dokie. It's got to be right freaking there. It's right freaking not. I think I might do a redesign on a blade, and a blade like this, and make it similar, but take out all the negatives. Just remove everything bad about it, but maintain the basic shape. I'll keep almost the basic shape. There's a few things I could see that I would change right away, but I think I might design a better one of these and give you a D-bad knife that's superior in every way to this thing. Let's take it out to the Outer Banks and see if this uncomfortable little bastard can get the job done. All right, so I have no doubts that this knife is actually going to work and it's going to do what I want it to do. The problem is, with a knife, you need balance. You need perfect feng shui, right? You need it to do as well as it feels. And I can get a nice grip, you know, in the reverse grip, but it's not a perfect grip. It's still lacking just a little bit, again, unless I turn it. It's the only way. So small hands, you're going to have a better reverse grip on a knife like this. If you have small hands, you're going to feel it a lot better. Even in the foregrip, small hands may fit this better, but I mean, you'd have to have some pretty small hands for that. But let's see if they got it half right. So far, the edge is spectacular, right? The edge is exact. I mean, that's probably the smoothest shave sharp I've ever used on any knife. I mean, I didn't know it was shaving. That's how smooth it was. Normally, you can feel the hairs go. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. That's a push cut. No sawing. Nothing like that. Just straight down perfection. Let's do a couple drops and we'll see how the balance goes. 4-foot drops. And it falls like it's supposed to. Big blade. Straight fall. Exactly how it's supposed to. We'll do a couple hard downward throws, and I'm going to go first reverse. Let's see how that is. We'll see if these scales are going to stick on, and we'll see if the tip is going to stay sharp. Look at that. It goes all the way around because of that karambit style. It hit normal and then just kept going. But the tip looks good. There's no tip damage. There's no loosening anywhere in here. Now, I'm trying to figure out, because it's full tang, and I'm trying to see if there's any separation lines, because here's the deal. These right here, the pommel would have to stay on somehow. If this was a true full tang and it went all the way around as a true full tang, this would have to be glued on or pinned on. There are no hidden pins in there, and I'm wondering if it's just a slide on and then glued on to this part of the tang, or if this part of the tang is actually thinner and full tang on the inside. But it looks like this is just a sleeve. So they probably slip this on first, then they put all this on, and that's not going anywhere. That's what it looks like. I hope that's how it is. All right, so let's free the beast. Let's free the beast. Let's see. Now, this isn't your knife that you're going to take into the woods, but if you're out in your car and you're driving down the road and all of a sudden there's a forest fire because you live somewhere where that happens, or mudslides, or just anything, and all of a sudden you find yourself stuck somewhere where you need to live for the night, and this is the only knife you have on you, and you're thinking, oh man, I didn't bring another knife. Well, we need to know if a knife like this, wow, this edge, man, this edge is absolutely ridiculous sharp. You need to know if the knife in your pocket or on your belt is going to be, or tucked away in your car, is going to be enough of a knife to keep you alive. And to keep you alive overnight, you just need the small stuff, right? Maybe you need a couple of pit spikes, because let's say you're not sleeping in your car. Let's say you went for a hike and you just happen to have this guy on you because you like the way it looks. Man, that edge is beautiful. I love this edge. I mean, this is one of the best edges I've ever used on a knife. How will it stay? I don't know. But so far, I mean, I've never had a knife glide as easily as this one is through the wood. I mean, I'm just touching it, and you can feel when an edge is just kicking ass, and that one is kicking ass. But if you only have one blade, and that's what you need to survive, then you better make sure it's going to work. And whether it's a cheap knife or an expensive knife, all you need to do is survive, right? It doesn't need to do break the bank tasks. It doesn't need to last 5 years if you're surviving overnight. You need to know if that knife is going to survive the night, if you are going to be able to stay alive. So if you need pit spikes, tent spikes, spearheads, maybe you need to do a little fishing or hunting, you know, and maybe you're out there a couple days and you're starving. Maybe you've been already out for a couple days before you got lost and you ran out of food and water and stuff like that. You might need something that's going to be able to help you out. And having a knife that can do those tasks is very, very important. So just the stupid things. And if you're walking around the woods and guess what? You don't have your axe or your hatchet and you're thinking, well, I need fire. That's kind of important for survival. And all I have on me is this sweet little fantasy type karambit. What happens when I need wood processed? Is it going to survive? Well, let's find out. Let's find out together. For, you know, we're going directly, you can see the big dark knot, directly into a knot, which is something, especially on a softer steel like this, you don't want to do, but we're finding out if it's actually working, if it's actually good. And so far, we are getting through the knots and down into the bigger knots, and it's not stopping. Ha 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 ha. So all the way through, no problem, no chipping or folding or anything like that. Everything is working the way a knife should work. Let's see if we can give it a good hammer. Right there, nice split. That's exactly what you want your knife to do. On an emergency, people don't listen to this and say, oh, Donnie B all day said I can use this as my camp knife. An emergency situation, that's gonna work, right? As a fighting knife or anything like that, I mean, karambit style, you're basically not going to be using your finger hole to twirl a knife. That's just something you do if you want to cut your forearms or something. But I mean, for this is just mainly grip. But now let's get into this guy right here, right? So we have that. That's a punch down. It hurts the finger right here. But of course, I'm hitting wood and not somebody's neck bone, right? So is it going to be strong enough to be able to strike with? Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's see if we can downward pound. We can, and of course it hurts the pinky. Any damage to it? Nope, none at all. It's just like everything else. The spine, I mean the edge looks great. The spine, no problem. No bending, no warping, no nada. Trying to see where the big gum dog is. Roscoe! I see the little, I see you, good boy. Under the trampoline, catching a break from the sunshine. All right, so you're in your campsite. You did yourself well. You made yourself a spear, and you said, great, I caught a rabbit or something. So now I need to know if I can take this and take off the pelt and cut through the meat. Yeah, why not? Why not? This thing, as far as the blade is concerned, the blade works. I don't care who you are and what you think about a knife and you think that it has to be a certain steel before it's going to work. I'm showing you physically 100%. Yes, it works. A cheap steel, it works. You just have to know how to work it, right? It's going to get the job done. Let's come over here. Wonder if I can back cut this limb. I don't know if you guys are in there. I can't really see, but yeah, I think so. Whew! That was pretty sweet, guys. That was clean. All right, I'm going to try and open you guys up because we have this low hanging couple of branches right here. And, you know, it sucks when I'm mowing and I get these low hangers. All right. And I need them down. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock a couple of these guys down. Let's trim this up a little bit. So I'm just going to show you how clean this edge is cutting. I mean, that is superior when it comes to a clean cut. I'm going to try and hold it reverse and come around, and I'm trying to hold it in a way that's going to be uncomfortable, but how I would hold a real good feeling blade. Wow, that little guy is giving me trouble. There we go. There we go. So it's hard to get around with this edge perfectly in the reverse. If it's skin, it's going to cause a little bit more damage. Man, but holy crap, is that making nice cuts. That is making very, very nice cuts through thick, sappy wood, right? It works. It works. As far as a blade is concerned, is the blade going to get the job done? Absolutely. The grip is not getting the job done. Absolutely. And again, you can't have one without the other. If you're a knife maker, if you're a knife user, anything, if you're a knife tester, you have to understand that it's kind of it's not a one or the other, it's an all-in-one, right? And let's see. Oh, I hit the top. That was actually a good throw. Hit right here, it fell out. It's karambit style, so I got to get that tip around where it's supposed to be. Oh, man, I'm there. I'm there. I'm trying to put my ring finger behind the little pokey-do to get the knife turned around. There we go. And not only did I get it, but check this out. Look at that. Slice straight through. So it's kind of fun to throw. You know, once you get a feel for how you're going to release it, it's not so bad. But all in all, what do I think about this knife? I think I could use this blade any day. I could use this blade any day to do whatever I want with it, and it will work any freaking day. The issue is I won't enjoy holding it. I'll enjoy using it, but I won't enjoy holding it. And kind of then I won't enjoy using it either, because, you know, the hold is so important to the use. You know, so this is it, guys. The Gil Hibben, I don't even know what it's called, the Recurve Karambit, is that what it was? I mean, gosh, I really wish the handle was more, because if it was, you would hear me talking about this knife in a completely different manner. I'd be saying, buy one, I highly recommend it. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are a Gil Hibben knife collector, buy one. It's a sweet little Gil Hibben knife. If you have little tiny hands, buy one. Who knows? It might fit your grip pretty well. But if you are a guy with, I have double X hands, so if you're a guy, I'm going to say with XL or above hands, this is not your knife. Do not buy this knife unless, of course, you are a Gil Hibben collector and you just want it because this thing would look sweet sitting on a little piece of wooden something in your living room, you know, for show, you know, so you could put it on display. Then, by all means, buy this freaking knife. If you're just one of those people that like to have every Gil Hibben knife out there, every Gil Hibben design, by all means, buy this freaking knife. But if you're looking for one that is going to be a life or death, this is my knife, the one I need to use, and you have big hands, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to like the feel of this knife. So, that's it. I'm Donnie B all day. And until next knife.